All right, next poet, Chris Sulfur.
It's always been perplexing to me that wealth means an accumulation and attachment to material things, and success just means gaining more money. It's as if that's what we've been conditioned to see. Tunnel vision entropy manufactured by corporate and governmental entities. YouTube, Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, instant messaging, Facebook. With its endless distractions, it's hard to filter through to the reality that the junk food for the mind has got the wool over our eyes, and it feels like we are losing our kinship to one another and linked to our spirituality. Tell me, where is all the empathy when I can walk down Pitt Street and see the homeless, struggling, starving, trying to make ends meet, begging for some spare change for a bite to eat? It's the strange time we live in when Hugh Jackman, Miranda Kerr, Kanye, Kim, or any other equivalency to the status of celebrity has fans rushing to get their autograph, but the man on the corner, with holes in his jacket and a sign pleading his case, gets sentenced to a life in limbo of being erased by the collective consciousness of the human race. It's a strange time and a sad time when that's a simple truth we as a people face. That's why I always try to remember to treat people like they were yourself, living another life. Because it wasn't too long ago I was in that position, having sleepless nights on cold streets, park benches, and train carriages, trying to move from station to station in life. Finally get on the right track and make things right. As a high school dropout, I didn't get to have a proper education. Growing up in a broken home did that, had thrust me on the streets into bad situations. Watching junkies trying to find veins to stick needles in their arms, getting high, smoking weed and ice, you name it. I've come a very long way since those days, but I still remember the time being held at gunpoint in a home invasion, staring down the barrel of a gun at the doped-up balaclava-wearing man robbing me. At only 17, I was already broken, beaten, and jaded. I'd asked myself, why God? Why me? But my faith in God had already been shaken when I learned from a young age that we live in a cult of personality, where people equate the value and worth of things according to what they see famous people have and do on TV and magazines. We live in a time when gods have been replaced by celebrities, looked up to, emulated, praised, and worshipped. Where's the hope for the youth with all this mass media misleading your brainwashing bullshit? Because now we've got charlatans and shysters, Jersey Shore and Young Money, Cash Money, billionaires as our role models, and young girls are having body image problems from constantly trying to keep up with the Kardashians. It's kind of sad. I thought my generation growing up was bad with the thug lives. Fuck the police and that. Now it's all about the motto, YOLO, and who has more swag. Now it seems like having a social life means getting wasted up in the club every weekend. Misspent youth hooked on the top 10 music, staring each other down in the club waiting for the other guy to do shit. And the saying you only live once gives people an excuse to act stupid. It's kind of crazy to see young male personal growth has been sapped by mind-numbing, dumbed-down, consumerist monotony. Call of Duty, calling young boys to the duty of leveling up their online lives in virtual reality. Life experience is being replaced by experience points. Entertainment means kill streaks with M16s, providing joy and elation for the youth of this generation, fast becoming more connected, yet feeling the polarization of being lost in the matrix, emotionless, desensitized, and isolated. It's time to switch up the Xbox, go outside and go get a taste of reality, because there is a war on consciousness that we are failing to see. It's prevalent in the culture and on our streets, through the cool kids who are wearing snapbacks today that read Obey. It's ironic that the principle of Shepard Fairey's clothing brand, Obey, was based on a practice in phenomenology, which means his street art scheme was intended to get people to question their systems of belief. Billboards, companies, marketing you shit you don't need. All the while, the masses of youth are lost in translation to what all of that means. Because it's a trend, swag, popularity, and status is now is derived from the message that is clearly missed, so it would seem. That message being, there is a war going on for your mind, and if you're thinking, then you are winning. Nah. Fuck that. Due to the haze and the fame that comes with being a celebrity, it's all about the money-making game. Snorting drugs up your nose in the club and living those coke dreams. Alcohol-soaked debauchery, drug-induced chemistry, acts of competitive greed, backstabbing and rivalry. Fake people with fake personalities and fake schemes to manifest big paper. Man, we need to redefine what success means, because wealth is of the heart and the mind, not the pocket. People are not finding peace with themselves, so they're surrounding themselves with things that make them happy. Everyone's jealous of what everybody else has and upset for what they have not. We really need to get past that and realize that I don't need to be jealous of what everybody else has because I'm good with what I got. And in a capitalist society growing up, where the youth have stopped thinking outside the box and are constantly trying to be something that they are not, I'd rather be conscious, awake, Chris Sulphur, born with a hole in the heart. I'd rather be my past regrets, heartbreaks, and insecurities, all the battles I fought, and all the real shit that experience taught. I'd rather be my aspirations, goals, and dreams. I'd rather wear myself with pride, not what's selling at stores or what's trending, because I am a canvas of my own experiences, not what society tells me I'm meant to be. You design yourself. That's my mentality. I'd rather be real. I'd rather live deeply. I'd rather be me, not some blindly consuming, self-conscious carbon copy zombie. I'd rather be the books I consume, the movies I watch, the music I listen to, the people I meet, the conversations I have and what I take from them. I'd rather live and love in the present instead of constantly stressing about when I'll get my next paycheck or wondering if my sister will ever get off the heroin. I hope that with my strength in this lifetime, I can do enough to prevent seeing her on an early deathbed. Because you decide what battles you choose and what battles you lose, even if they seem to be never ending. Blood is thicker than water and it runs deep, deeper and stronger than that poison she's injecting into her bloodstream. I'd rather immerse myself in the best that has been thought and said, not what some propaganda pushed in the paper read. I'd rather be proud of what I am rather than desperately try to be something that I'm not just to fit in. And whether we want to accept or not, that's what this culture, or I should say lack of culture, is feeding us. Because we deserve the right to pursue the goals of our lives without being manipulated and controlled by the agendas of a media-industrial complex. And I sincerely hope you all heed these words. Be the messenger that makes this particular message spread. It's time to create more and consume less. Because a job is simply what you get paid to do, while your calling is what you were made to do. And the youth of this generation, the do-it-yourself innovators, the entrepreneurs, the poets, the lovers of all kinds, the dream chasers. We are the voice of change, not caught up in our ways unlike those before us. We have the power to make a change and pave the way to a new state of being and living, so don't be dismayed, because your words are made to matter. They are made to matter. They hold weight, and an open mind is an open heart, as they say. You are the universe, but society teaches limitations. Ignore the media and all its imitations. Because within me is the universe, and the same can be said for every single one of you. Begin to reframe your minds, because we're not what we simply think, say, or do. We are boundless imagination, born from the mind's ether, not victims of our circumstances, afraid to go far. As we part, I'd like to recite a favorite proverb that speaks straight to the heart. Be humble, you were made of earth, and be noble, you were made of stars.